Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Nerfing Truth. Now those of you who have subscribed and have been following my videos, you know that it's Thursday and you know what that means. That's right, it's another episode of Blaster versus Blaster. Now today, if you can't really recognize these guns, we've got the Nerf Elite Retaliator versus the Nerf Elite Mega Centurion. Now, as you know, these are both kind of ranged blasters. Now, to make this fair, as the Centurion can actually outrange the Retaliator in its stock form, we have a Orange ModWorks Retaliator right here. That means that it has the Stage 1 upgrade. As most of you know, the Stage 2 upgrade has not been released yet, but it does have the potential to make this blaster even more powerful. This used to be one of my primary weapons. Now it is not. It has been replaced by the Strife and then now the Rapid Strike. So this guy I put quite a bit of work into. The air restrictor is actually still inside as to prevent dry firing from hurting the blaster. So let's get into the comparison here. Alright, so ranges. The Centurion, which is advertised to get the 100-foot ranges, actually does not. Flat, it gets pretty much 60 to at most maybe 75. The Retaliator with the Orange ModWorks Stage 1 kit actually gets around the same range. So neither one of these is going to get the edge in that competition. Now, capacity. As you guys know, the only clip out there for the Mega Centurion is the 6-dart clip, and for those of you who don't know, that is because mostly of the large bullets there. Then the Retaliator will take any N-Strike or N-Strike Elite clip. That means that it can go up to 35. So, in capacity, Retaliator gets the edge. Now, as for weight, the Centurion weighs in, actually I don't know the absolute weight of it, but the actual length of the blaster is very bulky here. It is, I believe, 37 inches, and then the Retaliator is a lot more compact. In fact, the barrel and the stock are actually attachment points, which is not the case in the Centurion. So this is actually the Retaliator blaster itself. Now it does come with those attachments in most of the kits that you will buy, but this blaster is very compact and very light depending on what actual barrel or magazine you have in it. So, edge, Retaliator. Now, let's go over rate of fire. With the Orange ModWorks spring, it takes quite a bit of power to both reload it and fire it. So normally with a regular one, when you get back to about here, it'll fire. Here you have to press harder, and there it goes firing. Then actually putting the spring all the way back, and then pushing it forward will reload it. So, as you can see, that was a dry fire, and that's why I have not taken out the air restrictor. Now, let's go for the Centurion. The Centurion has over a foot draw to it, so it takes a lot longer. Alright, and then one more. Alright, and that would be the Centurion with its 6-dart clip. So as you can tell, the Retaliator actually went faster with that. So, edge, Retaliator on rate of fire. Simply because it doesn't have that huge draw, and it packs just as much power, it's basically winning right now. That's actually kind of hard to believe for me, but, you know, it works. And One thing that I will touch on that I actually like the Centurion better is in order to actually take out the clip and reload or even get to the jam door, you have to be able to pull the slide back. The jam door is right there and gets in the way of the slide. As well as this is the only way that you can remove the clip. I have modded mine to where you can remove the clip when it is cocked, but it's very hard and it feels like you're going to break the blaster. So actually, in order to make sure that it is loaded and stored, it does have to be cocked, unless if you don't want it fully loaded. Now, the Centurion does the nice thing where the clip will pop out. As you can tell, it's not actually primed. So the clip will pop out when it's not primed. You can reload it just fine without it being primed. However, you can't obviously store it easily as of its massive size and undetachable barrel. So, let's go ahead and get all those darts picked up, and we are going to do accuracy. As you know, that's one of the biggest parts of this test, so let's see which blaster comes out on. Alright guys, so now it's time for the accuracy test. Now both blasters will be using their actual stock sights in this test. I'm sure that as many of you noticed, I had the red dot attached earlier to the Centurion that has now been taken off. So first up, we're going to use the Retaliator. Now since it comes stock with all of these parts, I will be using the grip here to see how it fires. We've got 2 targets in the back. If one is knocked down, we will move to the next one. The distance will be about from, I'm going to do it from 40 feet away. Now, as you know, the Centurion is very long, so I will be accounting for that and standing back further. So let's go ahead and see how this works out. First up, the Retaliator. So surprisingly enough, actually none of them went down for that test. Now, as you guys could tell from the actual time that took, I actually had a jam issue with this that I had to unjam. So that's 6 shots fired out. Neither one was hit. The reason being is with this much power behind this gun with the Orange Modworks spring, it does take a turn to the right. I tried to account for that by basically aiming right around here. As you can see through the test, a couple of darts actually came right in the range to hit it, but were a little too right still. That last shot that I fired would have been dead on had I maybe aimed at it, but since all the ones had been curving right, I accounted for it. Now, that could actually be because of the elite darts. They do have basically a terminal accuracy at that point where they will start to curve if there's a lot of power behind them. So, let's go ahead and test out the Centurion, see how that does with accuracy. Alright, so that actually did slightly better there. Now, using these stock sights is something that I don't recommend for the Centurion, as the stock sights absolutely suck and actually only end up lining up if you're behind the blaster holding it like this, which I don't know why the heck you would do that. Now, actually on that second target there, it hit the stool itself and had enough of an impact to actually cause the top one to topple over. This one, I will be reviewing the video, but it looks like it actually hit more towards the base, which moved these back and caused this one to fall over. So there is one hit from there. Obviously, if you're closer with these blasters, they will be more accurate, but we did do the actual 40-foot range test. Right now, it looks like the Centurion came up on top there, and all of the darts were actually closer to the targets. Now, they did start to curve down quite a bit right away. I was originally holding the blaster a little bit down, though. So, let's go ahead and see what we got. Alright guys, so the results are in. It actually took quite a bit of analysis to determine this one, as both of these blasters were not exceptionally accurate in the accuracy test. If you watch the Retaliator versus Strife, there was a definite winner. With this one, the Centurion basically ended up hitting the stool more so twice, which caused the targets to topple over. As you could tell, they're just little half-can targets stacked on top of each other. But that being said, from the accuracy video, most of these shots came a lot closer than the Retaliator actually did. So in that case, the Centurion gets the edge in accuracy. Now, in the last video, I determined that was basically the result that caused the Strife to win. In this video, the blasters were not close enough in the beginning to actually call that the winner. So, the winner of this video is the Retaliator with the Orange Modworks spring. Now, let me just say, if it's stock and does not have the Orange Modworks, Stage 1 kit, it will not go as far as the Centurion, and in that case, it would lose. So, stock versus stock, this would lose, but as you guys can tell, I'm trying to do blasters that are closer to one another. So, Orange Modworks Retaliator does actually win this one. If you disagree, make sure to comment below and tell us why, out of your own experience, what has happened. Make sure that you sign up and subscribe. We do reviews on Tuesdays, Blaster versus Blaster on Thursdays. I have not determined the lineup for next week. That's what I need you guys to do. Comment below or send me an email at thenerfingtruth@gmail.com. As I know most of you guys don't want to sign up for Google+, so you won't be commenting. You can just shoot me a quick email with some recommendations. Alright guys, stay classy, and I'll see you guys next time.